It's time for WWE Summerslam 2025 predictions. I'm Luke Owen, DAD. I'm joined by Ollie Davis, and we're going to be going through the SummerSlam Night 1 and Night 2 cards for the 2025 edition of the show and giving our thoughts and predictions for what we think is going to go down at this show.
Well, two shows. At these shows?
Yeah, I suppose I'm saying show as one, because when it comes to the end-of-year predictions, we don't split them into two nights. If it's WrestleMania, you're voting for WrestleMania 41, not Night 2 of WrestleMania. No. WrestleMania 41 is the show.
Which is a shame, because WrestleMania 41 is one good show complete and one terrible show complete. But yeah, this is the first ever two-night SummerSlam, the even bigger party of the summer, with, you know, I guess they have got enough to put on two shows.
I'm going to push back on this. I actually think, with the exception of maybe one match that I'm looking at now, I think this is a stacked SummerSlam card.
Yeah.
I think all your biggest names are on there. They are all in the biggest match they could possibly be. I think they've got the biggest stipulations they can possibly have. I just think that the build for it has been substandard.
Yeah, because on paper, this looks great.
Yeah.
On Triple H's whiteboard wall in Unreal, those are great matches to have on whiteboard.
I look at these names and I'm like, I'm excited to see that match.
But maybe the storyline hasn't been there properly. The most intriguing storyline is Seth Rollins actually injured or not? Yeah. And that isn't really a storyline. That is a meta storyline of us doubting WWE's truth-telling abilities.
It'll be an episode in the second season of Unreal.
Yeah, we got them. Nobody ever saw this coming.
You know, it's hard to keep secrets in this day and age, so you gotta go to lengths to make something appear real.
Only 4 people knew. That's why you're no longer here. That guy. I worked it out. It was that guy.
Imagine if you worked out so it's just one guy. Anyway, we're not here to talk about the second series of Unreal or even the first series of Unreal, which we will be talking about on this Friday's edition of the WrestleTalk podcast. I think we'll probably be cropping, because we'll probably talk about it in the Raw episode as well.
Yes.
Clips of it and stuff. So let's go through the show itself. On night 1, we have got for the WWE Women's Championship, Tiffany Stratton defending against Jade Cargill.
Just give me a second. I'm just loading up Wrestle League. WrestleTalk.com/Wrestle League, where you too can partake in fantasy predictions against myself and Luke Owen, DAD.
Yeah, not fantasy predictions, real life predictions.
Oh yeah, they're real. I guess they're real predictions.
Yeah, they're real predictions.
Yeah.
I mean, you can fantasy predict what you want, but really it is who you actually think is going to win.
No, mine are fantasy predictions. I think Orcs are going to cause a DQ here.
Do you remember Bright?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Oh, man. I was watching an old Lindsay Ellis video documentary about it on YouTube the other day, and I was like, I forgot how obsessed I was with how bad Bright is.
It's not so bad to get obsessed by it.
Oh, I know. I think it is. That film is a mess.
Why, David Ayer needed something after Suicide Squad.
And he
Netflix.
Was like, do you know what? Max Landis. That's who I need.
Netflix. They're not gonna interfere in my movie like Warner Bros. did.
Max Landis there being like, I've written the next Star Wars. His words about Bright. Anywho, so Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill.
Well, I think obviously this is for the WWE title. Jade won the Queen of the Ring tournament to get this shot. We all thought this was going to be a Jade win, and Naomi, obviously, would cash in her briefcase right after and cost Jade. Or maybe turn it into a 3-way. But she did that at Evolution for the Raw title, which was a very good swerve in hindsight. And it really has made this a lot more unpredictable. I'm still going to go with Jade Cargill, because they just want to get the belt on her, even though I feel like she is in a less better position now than she was when she debuted last year.
Yeah, this, I feel, is sink or swim time for Jade Cargill, because she was given a massive opportunity when she was in AEW, and they really put a spotlight on her with that championship reign with the TBS title. Like, they literally made a belt just for her to win. And they gave her a huge thing there. And I would say that she didn't quite sink or swim. She just sort of like floated across her time there until she left. This, going to WWE though, this is where it's sink or swim, because she came in being like, and WWE were like, wow, the problem was if she was in AEW and they didn't know how to train her. They didn't know what to do with her. We know what to do with her. And they are pushing her into a much bigger position than she was in AEW. And I think that her actual level of work has been worse here, particularly over the last few months.
Yeah, the AEW stuff was problematic because that belt became an albatross, really, because no one beat her and she never mixed with the top wrestlers with the other belt.
And she just had 7-minute matches.
Yeah.
Which isn't actually the end of the world.
But here, it's interesting, I know, just to go back to Unreal, and there's a lot of pomp and circumstance around it. They keep talking about Bron Breakker, Rhea Ripley. These are the future of our company. Jade Cargill's name isn't mentioned that often, if at all. So I think long term they know she wants to go do acting. She's been quite vocal about wanting to do acting. But this isn't a prediction about what Jade's going to do with the next 5 years of her career. I think she wins the belt here. If she doesn't win the belt, I think that is quite a big deal of how WWE might view Cargill's future in the company. The only way she could lose here, I think, is Bianca Belair interfering and turning heel. Because then you've got a big enough thing to justify it. Hot program coming out of it.
I think Cargill wins the belt here, and I think it's her versus Bianca at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, and in which case, maybe elongate it.
Oh, well, stretch, yeah.
So Bianca
so you don't have Jade
turns
as champion for as
Jade
long.
doesn't win. Bianca wins the belt from Tiffany, and then Jade wins at WrestleMania.
So Jade wins the Rumble.
I'm really talking myself out of.
No, I'm sticking with my prediction.
You know what? No. I've whipped myself up into a frenzy. Tiffany Stratton retains. This is the exact sort of match where you think it's going to go one way, and they're just like, nope. Delay that for 4 months.
I'm going with Jade Cargill here. We also have in a singles match where the winner has to admit that they are wrong, or the loser has to admit they are wrong, I should say. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross.
Well, I thought this was quite funnily set up. If Sami loses, he has to say Kross was right, or Kross told the truth. Quite clunky. Sami has to say, no, if Sami wins, Kross has to say, you were wrong. Which is that means Sami's wrong.
It's not quite what they were getting at. But it is, when I went through the card on the Monday edition of the WrestleTalk News, I thought this had been added in by fans. That this was actually a match at SummerSlam. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure someone thinks this is going to happen at SummerSlam. It's not actually going to happen at SummerSlam.
Well, they're not having matches on the pre-show this year, so it made it onto the main card.
I know it's had TV time and everything. I'm trying not to be cynical here, but if I can just put my cynical hat on for a moment, Karrion Kross is in contract negotiation period of time. And this is a typical WWE of, we don't push you for years until you have to re-sign a contract, then we will give you a push on TV and a pay-per-view appearance. And I think this is only done to try and get him to re-sign.
But what does that mean for the match outcome?
Sami wins. Because Karrion won the last match. Sami won the first one, Karrion won the second, Sami wins here.
Well, that's not always how rubber matches go.
No, but I think the storyline is set up
could win.
The storyline is set up for Sami to win.
Yeah, because I do feel like the long-term plan for Sami is going for that World Heavyweight title.
He's going to win the Rumble, yeah.
And if Kross wins, that's quite a humiliating thing for a babyface to say. The heel was right. Which would maybe start a Sami Zayn heel turn, which none of us want at this point. Yeah, I'll go Sami Zayn as well. Bonus prediction, Karrion Kross re-signed 3 months ago, and that has been filled out to the press to throw some doubt on the outcome of this match.
Well, yeah, because the report currently is that they've not even started the negotiations yet. He's not had a contract offer, which I don't think is that uncommon for WWE these days. I think they kind of wait till like there's 2 weeks beforehand, and then they were like, and here's your new offer.
Oh my God. Which is better than what they did in 2020, where that guy just forgot.
Yeah.
And Malachi Black was just able to go to AEW right away.
The funnier one is The Rock back in the day. They just forgot. Like The Rock, one of their top stars, he just left the promotion because they forgot to renew his contract. And he was like, right, see you then, I'm off.
I'm off to NWA TNA.
See you later, son. I'm off to the Impact Zone. We have, for the Tag Team Championships, the women's one that is, Judgment Day of Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez taking on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, not the original plan, reportedly. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss were going to have a match against each other.
Well, Fightful Select said that they didn't hear those plans. It was always scheduled to be a tag team match.
Oh, okay. Well, one of the versions of reality is that Charlotte and Bliss weren't meant to be a tag team, but in Randy Orton, Matt Riddle style, something clicked. People enjoyed them, and they've kept them together. And they're going for the tag team titles here. I mean, I feel like Raquel and Roxanne shouldn't drop them because Roxanne has only been inserted in. And technically, no, they did. They were just given them right away, and they defended them at Evolution. So they have had them for a while. But I don't know. I just want the Kabuki Warriors to win it. And they're not in this match.
Well, that's it. So the Kabuki Warriors are sort of set up on TV to be future contenders for these tag titles. Even though they lost to the Judgment Day, they seem to still be like, oh yeah, no, they're still within a shot though. But I've got this feeling that Flair and Bliss are going to win.
I think they're a hot act right now, even if they might not have been planned to be. And never bet against Charlotte Flair winning a title, which is why I'm going for Flair and Bliss.
I think I am too. Yeah,
I think it'll be a fun move.
Yeah, I agree actually. Speaking of tag team matches, it's Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul and stuck in the United Kingdom, Drew McIntyre.
Half of the matches on this night are tag matches.
So yeah, got to get everyone on the card.
But not in the typical.
I was going to say, there's quite a big tag team match on night two.
It's just singles match, triple threat, singles match. Oh yeah, the 12-person TLC.
So yeah, we've got it's the celebrity tag team match. I'm going with Randy Orton and Jelly Roll.
Really doesn't matter, does it?
Well, no. Well, Jelly Roll's going to pin Drew McIntyre.
Oh, his passport's been lost. Drew saw the finish. Yeah, they've.
I forgot my US passport.
Wow, some visa issues. What's going on here? Oh no!
Hell no! We can send the private jet over, Drew. Oh no! Don't trouble yourself. I'm sure we'll fix this.
Yeah, I mean, Logan Paul is, of course, a more active competitor in WWE. I don't feel like Jelly Roll's been built up to anything big. Really, Drew and Logan in kayfabe should be one wrestler and a untrained celebrity. So I'm gonna go with Jelly Roll gets.
Pinned. No, at SummerSlam.
Yeah. Drew pins Jelly Roll.
All right. I think Jelly Roll's getting the pin.
Oh, man. They wouldn't do that to Drew.
I think about doing it to Logan.
Jelly Roll...
I'm only picking Drew McIntyre because it's the most chaotic choice.
Mm-hmm.
The internet will be up in arms. Think of the scenes on Twitter. It'd be hilarious. We also have another tag team match. It is Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, the Bloodline, taking on Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, the Bron Brons.
I thought they did an excellent sort of go-home angle on Monday Night Raw. Yeah. I hope Roman turns up to this barefoot. No shoes on.
He doesn't wrestle in sneakers.
No, he'll have socks on. Sorry, no. He'll have snocks on. Snocks. Pair of snocks.
Wasn't he the Emperor Palpatine replacement in Force Awakens?
Very good. But yeah, the shoes, I don't know. Are they hung above the ring? Where do they put the shoes?
Shoe on a pole match.
Which actually, in some parts of Britain, means it's a brothel. If you see the shoes over a telephone pole. Yeah, that's a red light over there.
You can find Ollie Davis.
It's lady fun. Find out, but sex workers. They're called sex workers. I am gonna go for. I've been pretty confident it's Roman and Jey winning, because then Roman probably pins Bronson Reed. You build to the Bron Breakker singles match, but I don't know. And the Bron stood very tall on the Go Home Raw. I just feel like there's a lot of money now in the Brons just being kept strong.
To what end?
To build a brand new main eventer.
Well, they're doing that with Bron, and he's not going to get pinned. So it's fine.
Well, why not have Bron Breakker pin Jey Uso?
Yeah, I think that I'm going with the Bloodline here. I think this is a match for the Bloodline to win. Roman's, it's his return match after WrestleMania. He didn't win at WrestleMania. He's winning here.
Yeah. Okay, I'll stick... Yeah. I'll stick with Roman and Jey then. To be honest, whatever happens will be overshadowed by Seth Rollins' cash in on Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I was going to say, or is it going to be here? And the more we think about it, the more I think they might go for that big ultimate swerve. Make you think, Dutchy's got it wrong. And they do it on night 2 instead. Because our main event for the show, as rumor goes, this will be the main event as well. CM Punk looks to win the World Heavyweight Championship from Gunther.
Yeah. I'm not into this feud.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, it's only 2 weeks old, so it's not like it's had a long time to be built. Have there been any teases in Punk's Raw run so far that he wants Gunther?
Well, when he came back, he said he wants to win a world title.
Win the main world title.
Yeah. And he fought for that last month.
Main event a WrestleMania. Win a world title.
And I think that's part of the reason why I'm not as into it is because, I've just seen him go for a world title. And it's a world title that's held by an actual top star, not like putting Gunther down or anything, but John Cena is presented above anyone else as the top star with the top prize. So I've seen him go for that one and fail. And now just 1 month later, he's like, I'm going to go for a different world title. And yeah, I'm less into it. I was actually more into Braun winning this. Like Braun winning the gauntlet and him facing Gunther for the world title.
And also Gunther, this is Gunther's second reign as World Heavyweight Champion. We all thought, okay, they did the first one. It didn't quite click. There wasn't that great rivalry. I'm sure the second one will be better. And he beats Jay. He beats Goldberg. And that's it. So it's not like it's this undefeatable, really intimidating Gunther either. If he loses to Punk, that'll be almost a transitional reign from... It will be a textbook example of a transitional reign from a babyface champion to a babyface champion, only lasting 6 or so weeks. Yeah. So that doesn't feel good for Gunther, but also I feel like they want to get the belt on Punk now. He's been here for coming up to 2 years this November.
Yeah, I agree. And I've actually got Punk to win. I think Punk wins the title here. The question is, I don't know what you do next with Punk. Like, as
a rematch.
The obvious answer is Seth cashes in. So actually, Seth cashes in during the match, makes it a triple threat, and he pins Punk because his main goal in life is to make sure that Punk is never the world champion. So in storyline kayfabe world, that makes sense. To do the big swerve would be to do for Seth to cash in the following night in the John Cena Cody Rhodes match. But I think if you were to stick by the storyline logic of this, Rollins should do it in this match to cost Punk. And I actually think that's actually the better option. Personally, I think it's the better option because it means that Rollins can be the champion and Punk can chase him for the belt.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's Punk wins the belt with no challengers set up. If Rollins is in the other one, then like who's he get? Gunther again? Oh. Who's the other top heel for him to go against?
Well, you have Gunther, you have Jey Uso because Punk kind of had an alliance with him, so you can say I'll give you a feud, a title shot off the back of that.
But who's a heel? No, that isn't Gunther
Dominik
again.
Mysterio.
Yeah, he's going to retain the IC title though.
Braun Breaker versus Punk.
But surely, if Seth's going into the other match, then Braun's going with him to SmackDown.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Roman Reigns, I think you could do a Roman Punk feud. I don't think...
Roman's above this belt.
Yeah, but it's a Punk feud. With, I guess Paul Heyman's not a part of it anymore. I think when Punk gets a belt, it is a countdown timer started to when he turns heel. Mm-hmm. You said yourself, they're very thin with actual top-level heels right now.
I like it.
John Cena's going to leave at the end of the year. He might even be a babyface by the end of this weekend. So, you know what? I'm going to stick to it. I think Punk wins, and this will start he'll be heel by the end of the year.
I hope you're right, actually. I hadn't considered the option of turning Punk heel. And then he's actually got a plethora of babyfaces he can go up against. I think you can use this to elevate LA Knight up the card. You can come on, well, he's been moved to Raw. You may as well put him in that position. I think
actually?
Well, he's been on Raw. He was feuding with Seth.
But isn't it a Chelsea Green scenario where they're both SmackDown?
It's like Speed. You know how they quietly cancelled it? They just quietly drafted them. I'm going with Punk here. It's either Punk wins here or Seth cashes in. Those are my two worlds.
But for Wrestle League rules, if Seth cashes in,
it's null and void.
It's null and void.
We have on night 2 A 6-pack TLC match. This was a prediction of yours because it's 25 years since the original TLC match, tag team wise. So it's the Wyatt 6 defending against Andrade and Rey Fenix, defending against DIY, defending against Fraxium, defending against the Motor City Machine Guns, defending against the Street Profits.
Was this my prediction? I think I booked a street fight. Because it was a street.
TLC because you talked about 25 years.
But I think I mostly based it around the Street Profits having a street fight.
Okay, maybe I've misremembered. Maybe you put the Judgment Day.
I'll
Are they
take
the tag
it.
champs?
Yeah, yeah. Maybe it was on Raw that I booked a TLC match.
Poor old Penta though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his tag team partner is going into a tag team match, but not with him.
No.
It's
no
going with
Penta,
the other disgruntled AEW star.
There's no Penta for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
on Raw.
It's taking WWE by storm.
This will be insane. I think there's too many people in this match.
There it is, because I have got we're going into last year's WrestleMania 40, when they had that 6-team ladder match. I was like, it's going to steal the show. It's going to be absolute chaos. It's going to steal the show. And in the end, it was so fine and mostly forgettable.
Well, wasn't the problem there that it was for 2 sets of belts, though?
It is, but it's also there's too many teams.
Yes.
They had a killer TLC match the week after this year's WrestleMania on SmackDown, but it was with less people in the match. And it was an awesome match, but I just think adding more teams to it, while it will be chaotic, I think it will be too muddled. And I don't think, like, the brilliance of the original TLC match that this is paying homage to is there was half the amount of teams in it. So everyone, like all 6 guys, get their moment to shine. All 12 guys in this match are not going to get their moment to shine.
Well, you know, obviously SummerSlam 2000 was the first TLC match, but then they had one at WrestleMania the following year.
Yeah.
And that, by the end, that did have about 12 people in.
No,
with all the run-ins.
It had 3 extra people in it because the seconds came in to do a spot each.
Yeah, I do think this is going to be a bit cluttered. It's still going to be very fun, but I think it would have been a better match with the 3 maximum 4 teams.
Yeah, I'd say 2 less teams.
But in terms of who's going to win, obviously Wyatt 6 are defending champions. It's a testament to SmackDown's tag division that they've been able to create so many top teams, I guess.
Raw could only dream.
Yeah, Andrade and Rey Fenix, I think you could have left out. But those are the only ones, really, who feel like they're a more recent addition. I think it's going to end with the Wyatt 6 retaining.
I agree. But
where is SummerSlam?
It's in New Jersey?
Oh, yeah, Detroit was last year, so...
Yeah.
Not Motor City Machine Guns.
I was going to go with the Wyatt 6 as well, but I'm actually going to go with my heart pick on this one over my head pick. I'm going to go with Fraxium. I want to see Fraxium win the titles.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah. I
hope that comes off.
For the Intercontinental Championship, Dominik Mysterio takes on AJ Styles. I said it earlier, but Dom retains. AJ pinned him on TV, so I think Dom retains here.
But haven't we established that actually doesn't indicate who wins at a pay-per-view?
It doesn't, but I think the better long-term thing is that Dom retains.
Because AJ will have another match against him?
Could do another AJ match. I just don't see the point in putting the belt on AJ at this point when you've got Dominik Mysterio right there. And you can keep the belt on him after... Like, you haven't done anything with this belt since you won it at Mania, so, like, why just take the belt off of him now? You might as well start doing something with it.
He was incredibly over on Raw. He showed up on AAA, where he got a huge monster pop. So him showing up with an IC belt, maybe we could have a few IC title matches down there.
You could defend it at Triple Mania.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Dominik Mysterio, too. But this has been a much more fun feud than I would have thought. And not in the way I would have booked it.
No, surprising actually as well, considering that AJ started this quest for the Intercontinental Champion when Bron Breakker was champion. so it's gone in a very different direction than I would have assumed, but I have very much enjoyed it. In a steel cage match for the United States Championship, it is Solo Sikoa defending against Jacob Fatu.
In a steel cage.
That's what I said.
Oh, did you?
I said it's a steel cage match for the United States Championship.
But in... It's like
New
a Punjabi
Jersey?
prison match where you've got 2 layers of... I guess this comes down to what new bloodline member can come up through the canvas.
Or can Tama Tonga return?
Yes.
We've got Tonga Lower back. It's just Tama Tonga as is. he's waiting in the wings, I guess, if he's ready to return.
So the steel cage stipulation meant to keep people out from interferencing.
Yep.
We are just trying to figure out how they're going to interfere.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's kind of nice in terms of the logic of booking this as a steel cage match makes sense, because steel cage matches are designed, the whole point of them is to stop outside interference. And so if the MFTs, or whatever they're called, keep interfering, Bloodline 2.0, keep interfering, steel cage match, and it evens the playing field. I initially had Jacob Fatu here. The reports are that apparently this is, like, in terms of the bookies and everything, 50-50. Like, it really could swing either way. And when Solo won it, I was like, oh yeah, it's Jacob can then win it back at SummerSlam. So I think I'm going to stick with my original feeling there, which was you took the belt off of him so that he could win it back at SummerSlam.
Yeah, very short reign then for Solo. Solo's first singles title first any title in WWE.
He was North American champion.
In main roster WWE. But I also think if they don't let Jacob win here, that does harm some of the all gas, no brakes momentum of the guy.
Unless it's Cody's first challenger.
Oh, I see. So you have Jacob lose here because you are going to elevate him up the card.
Yeah.
That's a very good point. And I know I'm not agreeing with that point in terms of philosophy. I think you should build people up by having them win things. But that's very much in the WWE school of thought. I'm going to go Solo. I am on the fence of this.
I'm on the fence too. I'm going with Jacob. I think I'd be happy either way, because I think this has been a much better Solo run over the last year or so, since they dropped him being the new tribal chief, which just very much did not work. But I think his work over the last 6 months in particular, I think has been much better. For the Women's Intercontinental Championship, in a no disqualification, no count out last chance match, if Lyra wins, if Lynch wins, Valkyria can no longer challenge for the title as long as Lynch is champion. It is Becky Lynch against Lyra Valkyria. Becky Lynch retains because of Bayley interference.
Yeah, you have been pushing this, to your credit, for months and months and months.
I thought it was going to happen months ago.
Yeah, maybe not to your credit. Because you've been saying this so long, eventually you would have been right.
Yeah.
Eventually they would put Bayley and Becky together.
Well, yeah, 5 years down the line, I was like, I said this is going to happen.
But I also agree, not just because you've been saying it, but because it feels like that's what they are building on TV.
Bayley's promo on this week's Raw, as I said on yesterday's episode of the podcast, was my favorite thing on the show. This has actually probably been my favorite thing on Raw. I can't say all year, because there's been some really good stuff on Raw this year. But it's certainly in the women's division, this has been my favorite thing on Monday Night Raw. This Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria, and Bayley three-way feud. I've loved it. And the matches between Becky and Lyra have been awesome. This is their fourth match on 4 consecutive pay-per-views. They've had the 2 singles.
Yeah, I think. Well, this is the rubber match,
but then and the triple threat evolution. So
if you include that.
So it's like 4 matches they've had. I don't know if it is on consecutive pay-per-views. I might be wrong on that one. But there's 4 matches they've had this year, and each of them have been excellent. And this is the final one, so they'll be saving a lot of the big stuff for this one. I'm super excited for this, but Becky retains with the help of Bayley.
Yeah, when I say rubber match, I'm including their NXT title match years ago. So Lyra won that one. Then Lyra won the first of these new Intercontinental title ones. Then Becky won the triple threat. So they're kind of going in 2 apiece. But yeah, I agree. I think Becky Lynch wins. And I've really enjoyed this story as well.
And a triple threat for the Women's World Championship as new champion Naomi defends against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Naomi retains, pinning Io.
Yeah, I don't think Rhea pins Io.
No.
It is not the time to blow off that amazing streak that they've got.
No, and I can tell you, here's
in a 3-way.
Here's the finish: is Riptide. Naomi throws her out the ring. Naomi steals the pin. So Ripley would have pinned Io Sky. She had the match won, but it's a triple threat. Naomi steals that win. Naomi beats Stephanie Vaquer at Clash in Paris. a correction on something I said on an episode of, I think it might have been on 3 Can actually, where I was like, oh yeah, and then Ripley will win the world title in Perth. Apparently, according to the press release for that, they're doing the Crown Jewel Championship thing again.
What, for the rings?
Yeah, apparently so. At least that's what it says in like the Perth Tourism Board press release they put out about Crown Jewel. So in that case, then Ripley wins the world title before that, then she can win the Crown Jewel thing in Perth.
Well, you can still do a Crown Jewel thing and have a women's title match.
No, you can't, because the women's champion has to be in it.
Do they?
It's champion versus champion.
Oh, yes.
It'll be Ripley versus Cargill.
Oh, I forgot about that lame gimmick. Well, yeah, I mean, I think Naomi retains. Again, it's too short a reign. It'll be really disappointing because she's doing great work as well as what is it? Proceed with caution stuff.
Caution. Love it.
Yeah, and you can keep the Rio EO thing.
Rhea. Her name is Rio, and she dances on the sand.
Yeah. You can keep that spinning with them both losing here. Like, I don't think their feud loses any intensity.
I agree, yeah. And I think you can... Guys, that's what I'm laying out here. Got the big brain, big picture, right? Naomi wins here. Naomi beats Stephanie Baker. Rhea beats Naomi on an episode of Raw. Crown Jewel, where she wins the Crown Jewel Championship in Perth, Australia, where she is from. She's not from there, but she's from Australia, the country in itself. Io Sky wins the Royal Rumble, and it's Io versus Ripley for the Women's World Championship, where Ripley finally gets the better of Io Sky and retains the title over her.
Well, I feel like you want to beat Io and win the title. But I could see that. Yeah. I could see that.
And lastly, in a street fight for the undisputed WWE Championship, it is the champion, John Cena, taking on Cody Rhodes. There is a hilarious moment, I find, in Unreal, with the benefit of hindsight, where John Cena and Triple H are talking. And John Cena's like, final chapter. It's like the final chapter of a 500-page story. And Triple H goes like, yeah, it'd be really hard to mess this up. I feel that. I don't think this Cena heel run has been good.
No.
And I think the matches have been not great until the last 5 minutes when they just do lots of gaga and then it's a bit of fun. I think the promo work has been... Repetitive, yes. I think it's been repetitive. Started off great, but then he's just done the same promo each and every time he's done it. I think we got like 13 dates left with John Cena before the end of the year. I think it is time to wrap this up. Let's get him back into being a babyface, and he can ride off into the sunset as a hero.
So Cody wins here.
I think Cody wins here.
He doesn't turn heel?
Well, I think he wins via dick kick and belt shots.
Mm-hmm.
He finally pulls the trigger. He couldn't pull at WrestleMania, and he uses that, and maybe that can be the start of when you're going to do this double turn deal. But yeah,
not in he turns heel in that moment. He's a babyface doing eye for an eye revenge.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe it is Mania 13, where it is Brett was already basically the heel going in, and Austin was basically already the babyface going in. But that match solidified that they've now switched their dynamics, but they don't change anything about their characters. Maybe that is what you do here as well, is that you don't really change anything much about their characters. Maybe you have to change Cena's probably a lot, but Cody's doesn't change immediately, but over time it does start to deteriorate, and he does go into that more because he's been doing. He beat Kevin Owens by using a chair.
Yeah, but that's what I like about Cody's character.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you don't have to change much about him. So it's a double turn, but you don't have to and now Cody is, so what do you want to talk about? Boo, heel. You know what I mean?
I feel like Cody's story hasn't been well told either in this. If this is meant to be his big redemptive moment, when he finally mans up, I guess, and hits John Cena with the dick kick and the belt shot, then the way to do it isn't to play second fiddle to Ron Killings for a bit. And then
Ron Killings should have got fired then.
Then win a tournament. Maybe don't fire him in the first place. Then win a tournament when he already had justification for taking Cena on because he pinned Cena.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank?
Yes, which is when Ron Killings made his return. Not being fired, of course. His contract was not renewed.
Yes.
And what a great push they've given him since coming back as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's totally worth the time and effort that they put into that.
He cut his hair. So I'm not excited for this match, but I'm curious about this match. I think Cody Rhodes does win. I think Cena ends the night as the heel, but there's a little bit of... It looks like he's a babyface twinkle in his eyes. Maybe what I've done has been wrong these last 4 or 5 months.
I now need to save wrestling.
Yeah, but save wrestling from what? I think maybe... But then Cody would need to be attacked by some evil force, which could be Seth Rollins. And then John Cena returns in a couple of months' time to save Cody. Yeah. I mean, maybe that's a Survivor Series direction. A War Games of Team Seth versus Team Cody and John Cena.
Jey Uso and...
the other ones, Sami Zayn.
Yeah, and Drew will be on the heel side because you've got to make the numbers up. Jelly Roll maybe will be on the good guys. I think Cody ends the night as WWE champion, or maybe it is the Seth cash. But I think Cody ends the night as WWE champion, and I think we are going to set the stage for what will be Cena's final match within the company, and maybe it is going to be this little babyface turn for him, or maybe Cody just turns outright heel, and I'm wrong in trying, because like the thing I did with the Cena one was like I kept trying to like downplay what you do with heel Cena, because like we don't set him too heel, and then they didn't. I was like, well, maybe that probably was the better call. So maybe you do this with Cody, like you turn him fully heel here. But I don't know. Here's what I do know. Not that I know for certain, but I've got a pretty strong feeling on. This is going to be better than the WrestleMania match.
Why? How could that possibly be?
Street fight.
Oh, yeah.
It's got gimmicks.
Means Travis Scott can run in and it makes sense.
It's got smoke and mirrors to hide around. Because what the problem with the Mania 41 match is it was a singles match where they had to wrestle. And that's not John Cena's strength.
No.
Particularly as a heel. So,
and at the age of 49.
Yeah. And as we've seen, as we just talked about with his matches since turning heel, is that the wrestling portion of it is boring, but once the Gaga starts, it's a lot of fun. So we could just go straight to the Gaga, and I think that will be much better.
You don't even have to do a ref bump, because like you said, it's a street fight.
Oh, they'll still do one, though.
Yeah, there'll be at least 2.
Yeah, because otherwise how are you going to get visual pins? But yeah, you can get your predictions in over at WrestleLeague. That's WrestleTalk.com/WrestleLeague. Get in your predictions today. Compete against myself and Lloyd Davis. I'm having a cracking season thus far. Must be, if I can just toot my own horn for a second, toot toot. I'm having a great old time with it, and you can too. And we will see you back this Sunday for we'll be here on Friday with the WrestleTalk podcast reviewing WWE Unreal, and then on Sunday it'll be myself and Dan Layton in the hot seat talking about SummerSlam Night 1, and then on the Monday it'll be myself and Ollie Davis reviewing SummerSlam Night 2. So final thoughts, I guess. What if you were to give a percentage scale rate of your excitement level?
Oh, pretty low.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not excited for this show. Like, it's good stuff on paper. I'm curious about where they go in the future from this. But in terms of like the wrap up to the WrestleMania to SummerSlam season of WWE, I think it's been pretty poor.
I would agree, but talking over this with you and like going over these matches, I think it's one of those cases where it's been poor build will be an excellent show. Because WWE's great strength is that they can do poor TV, but they've always got incredible talent that can put on a great show at the end of it. So it doesn't really matter that you've had poor TV leading up to it. I think this will be a really good show. I think both nights are set to be really, really good. And it is going to set up the rest of the year. So my excitement levels are actually between 65 and 70% currently.
Oh, I'm happy for you.
Do you know what? That'll be your comments. Leave a comment down below. Just a number. Just put the number. Don't put a percentage. Just put the number of what your percentage level of excitement is.
You have opened yourself up to a lot of 33 1/3%.
Well, and 69s and 37 in a row. But yeah, let us know. And we will see you this coming Sunday. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.